Hi, I'm Ross, Lifetime Natural Bodybuilder. This evening I'm going to take some time to run through the Mr. Olympia 2020 finals. I did do a video for the pre-judging as well, so if you're interested in checking that out, then the link will be in the description box below. So I'm going to let a couple of minutes of video play through first, just some clips from individual posing routines. I'm going to let some music play, and then I'll provide some input for when the call-outs start.
All of the judges that have critiqued me over the years that made me get better.
Okay, so the first call out, the athletes at the rear of the pack, 10 to 16 or thereabouts. Usually the top 16 are placed, and then there are a few competitors that don't get placed, that lose out. I don't know how many competitors are actually competing this year, probably less than usual due to the circumstances. First impressions of Antoine looks really good. I think there's a good argument for him to place higher if he can add a little bit more mass over the next few years. Regan Grimes still looks too slim, just still looks really slender. And Joan Morel seems to have been downsized considerably, nowhere near as dense or as thick as he once was. So this next call out, probably that 7 to 10 to 11 mark. Dexter's still got it, he still looks good, you know, quite lean, a little bit washed out on the midsection. That's been a problem for a while now. A trophy on the left arm. I would say that, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, Lane or Ian, probably the strongest of the pack here, looks the most dense and conditioned as well, but Hunter looks pretty impressive too. So moving on to the third call out, top 6 here, exactly the same as the top 6 during pre-judging, so nothing's changed. Bonac, Hadi, Rami, Phil, Brandon and Akim. It's a shame we've got the camera angles here, they don't really show the top 6 together, so you can't compare athletes in the top 6 call out. I mean, it's ridiculous really. So it just focuses on a few athletes at a time, and it's very difficult to make any, you know, comparisons as a consequence of that. First impressions for me, I don't think Phil is still as conditioned as he needs to be. I think he needed to make considerable changes and come in a lot sharper. I just don't think he's done that. I think he loses too much mass to Rami on most of the shots. While he doesn't have many weaknesses apart from the abs, I just think the overall size, the disparity is too large now, and he's not as conditioned as he would usually be. And that makes a big difference. If he came in harder and drier, and you know, was the most conditioned guy there, okay, you could make an argument for him taking that top spot. But you know, as it stands, I mean, look at that pose from the side. It's just unbelievable. You know, Rami takes side tricep, Rami takes the abs and thighs for sure. Unfortunately, Phil has the worst abs and thighs out of the top 6 easily. Most muscular, Phil looks really good, obviously. I think Rami should just stick to the crab pose. Yeah, it looks awesome on the crab pose. Really, really impressive. So we move on to the top 4 now. Hopefully a little bit easier to compare. And we're looking at Brandon Curry, Hadi, Phil and Rami. So William Bonac has moved out of the top 4. I'd say William Bonac's probably 5th and Kim 6th for sure. And in my opinion, Brandon Curry is actually behind Hadi. I think Hadi just trumps him. Thicker legs, more density in his muscle mass, just looks grainier and thicker. Looks more impressive. Rami looks incredible from the side. I've never seen side cuts like that on a fire. Look incredible. Super impressive. And Phil usually dominant from the back. I just don't think he's as dominant as he would usually be. There's even an argument for him not taking this pose, which is absolutely his signature pose usually. But Rami is conditioned and has the size on him. Glutes and hamstrings are conditioned nicely. Can't see Phil's separation between the glutes and hamstrings at all. I don't know if he's not oiled enough or he's just not sharp enough. A combination of the two, more than likely. But unfortunately, he loses too much size to compare to Rami. He's not conditioned enough. If he came in sharper, easily the leanest guy on the stage, then I think you can make an argument for him winning, because he doesn't have any weak points other than the waist. It's pretty flawless, really, as Rami still has holes in his physique. But I just think the size is too hard to get over, and Rami's well conditioned. So Brandon Curry just fading away big time. He's just not even in the. In my eyes at all, really. As I'm drawn to the stage, my eyes are straight onto Rami. I think Brandon needs to move over to the side and let Hadi in. I just think he's absolutely smashing him. Brandon Curry's legs are just way too small. There's too much disparity in their leg size to make up. He needs to be more conditioned to kind of overcome that, and he's not. He's let it slip. He hasn't done enough. He's just let it slip. As simple as that. He needs to be a lot sharper to overcome that leg size. Really kind of soft looking. Even when he was quite sharp, he's still soft looking, like in his arms. Just doesn't look grainy and hard like some of the other competitors. So this is the top 4 repositioned. And we've actually got Hadi in the middle. As I mentioned, I just think he looks more impressive, a more aesthetic physique. His legs really overpower Brandon Curry's, and I think he's deserving of that 3rd place. Very, very impressive. Great midsection as well. Some of the best abs on stage. Great intercostals and obliques. Physique just flows nicely. So for me, at the moment as it stands, I think Rami is leading the way. I don't think Phil is as conditioned as he needs to be, especially in the lower body. He looks better, in the upper body from the side and front, but lacking conditioning in the lower body and the back as well. Rami beats him in size, and he's probably as conditioned as him. Phil Heath needs to be more conditioned, in my opinion. Back double bicep, I think probably Phil takes it just from that shot there. Rear lat spread, Rami takes it. Abs and thighs, Rami. Most muscular, it's a 50-50. Side tricep, Rami. Side chest, probably Phil. Front lat spread, Rami. Double bicep, probably Rami. It's tight. I just think that waist, it really does hurt Phil on some of those poses. If he could get his waist tighter, there's an argument for him winning the side tricep. But then his outside of his thighs, you can see from this shot, is nowhere near as conditioned as it needs to be. I mean, look at the chest and shoulders though; they're incredibly dense, far denser even than Rami's. But just lacks that conditioning from the side leg, and that really hurts him because his waist isn't as sharp as it needs to be. So it's a shame, really. It does hurt him for sure on a lot of the poses. So yeah, my top four: Ramy, Phil, Hadi, and then Brandon Curry with Bonac and Kim in sixth. That's my predictions, and we'll see what happens next.
The Conqueror, William.
William the
Bonac.
Conqueror.
You are correct.
William.
Well, Rich, you did.
Hadi Chupan.
Okay, guys.
Or-
All right.
We were right on that.
Phil Heath.
Gentlemen.
And that shoe just dropped.
To our winner.
Let's see their face.
And new Olympia champion,
Rami.
Big Ramy.
Wow, that was a surprise. I did not expect that. So I was right on the fifth and first spots. We assumed Akeem finished sixth. Didn't see the sixth position on the presentation, only the top five. So William Bonac fifth, Hadi fourth, Phil Heath third, Brandon Curry second, and Ramy first. I think well deserved for Ramy. You know, he's really conditioned. A big improvement in conditioning. That's what judges like to see. They like to see an improvement, and they'll mark that very highly, I think, from year to year. You know, he did what people have been asking of him. He came in conditioned. He came in sharp. Obviously, he's got the muscle mass on top of that, so it's a good combo. I'm struggling to think how Brandon Curry beat Phil Heath, to be honest. Even Hadi, in my opinion, just from the leg disparity alone. Yeah, really baffled with that one. I mean, you know, despite his issues with his midsection, Phil Heath still trumps Brandon Curry in upper body and lower body mass and density. I mean, rear double bicep, rear lat spread, side tricep, most muscular. I would probably give to Phil for sure. The others, maybe you could make an argument for Brandon Curry, front double bicep, front lat spread, perhaps. Side tricep because of Phil's issue with the stomach. If he can control the stomach as good as he you know, prior to the hernia issues, there's no way Brandon Curry would beat him. There's no way on earth. So yeah, a little bit miffed with that one. You know, I'd have Brandon Curry behind Hadi. As good as Brandon Curry's physique is, you know, it's a great physique, flows really well, great muscle bellies, but it's all in the upper body, and he wasn't even that conditioned. You know, I don't think he was any better conditioned than, say, Phil Heath, in my opinion. Certainly not Hadi. Hadi was definitely more conditioned than him, certainly in terms of, you know, vascularity and graininess. So yeah, really baffled that one. But there you go, guys. That is the 2020 Mr. Olympia. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to see more. Stay strong.